welcome to Random Reviews. I'm your host, Brandon. This is going to be a podcast with just me, and me doing reviews of two things, whether that be comic, movie, video game. Doesn't matter. Two random things in the media. It could also be a book, too. Don't just think it's comics only. This week, I review Batman, Streets of Gotham, The House of Hush, and Star Wars, The Knights of the Old Republic for the Xbox. So let me start out with Batman, The Streets of Hush. Or, God, fuck that one up completely. Batman, Streets of Gotham, The House of Hush. This kind of caught my eye, because I've always been curious about the Batman Hush storyline. Alright, for those of you not familiar with it, apparently I wasn't either, but Hush basically, he gets, I wouldn't say he gets Bruce Wayne's face, but he basically makes, he constructs a face to look like Bruce Wayne. Hush, by the way, is Thomas Elliot, one of his oldest friends. But anyways, he makes himself look like Bruce Wayne, and just to be Bruce Wayne and drive his, the Wayne Foundation into the ground and ruin Bruce Wayne's good name. Basically, it's kind of like the most complex, most comic book-like, I don't know, corporate espionage I've ever seen. This book has nothing to do with that. Hush has already been Bruce Wayne for quite some time. He knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. The Bat family kind of is keeping him on lockdown at this point, they're kind of like, you fuck up, we're gonna beat your ass into the ground. I don't really know what, they have a strict no-killing rule, so it's kind of hard for them to really, maybe they'll be like, I'll paralyze you. They don't really get into specifics of it. And Batman, he's just kind of like retired for a while, because in the comic, in this book itself, they keep saying like, Batman, where's he been? Batman, you haven't been here in a while. Where you been? Doesn't really say. I don't know either. Because I picked this up at Denver Comic Con thinking it was going to be the entirety of the Hush storyline, but it wasn't, sadly enough. This comic starts out kind of strange with nothing to do with Hush. It starts out with this girl who apparently is, I guess, she's like a D-list Batman villain. She's like known as I think the Handyman. Not 100%. I'm trying to actually look. Basically, basically she's a construction worker that's a villain, because she's able to construct any type of thing to stop Batman. She is a lame-ass villain. She is super fucking lame. Yeah, she's even Batman takes her out, with nothing. It doesn't really take her out. But she's working for this Hollywood guy who thinks I'm gonna start filming these weird snuff films about, superheroes dying. First Batman, then, the son of Krypton. I was like, dude, you cannot take out anybody. You would have a hard time with Hawkgirl, for God's sakes. Yeah, he gets his ass kicked pretty quick. It was the first issue. Has nothing to do with Hush or anything like that. Then they get into the whole Hush storyline. And the Hush storyline in this, the whole Batman Hush thing, is mainly about Hush. It really has very little actual Bruce Wayne Batman in it. And the whole Hush storyline and such is that this old mobster, he's come back for, he got out of jail. He was thrown in jail because of Thomas Wayne and his wife, I forget her name. But yeah, Bruce's parents basically threw his ass in jail, and he wants revenge on Bruce Wayne. Well, guess who looks like Bruce Wayne right now? Well, Hush. And eventually it turns into Hush, and, they find out he's not Bruce Wayne, and it's Hush and these gangsters trying to take out the real Bruce Wayne, which he knows, but, he's not going to oblige to these random mobsters who Batman really is. But then you also got the Bedbug. This Bedbug dude, I'm trying to remember his name. He's another D-list villain, but let's put it this way, he's kind of creepy. He's able to control people with bedbugs, basically. It's, Gotham's like the New York in this world, or maybe Metropolis. I don't know which one's New York. I want to say it's Gotham. Fuck knows what the hell Metropolis is. But anyways, in this world, yeah. And you know, he has like a minor role. They don't even, you know, his storyline isn't even finished. I'm picturing, you know, it's not in this book anyways. I'm just, you know, it does have a definitive ending with the whole Hush Batman thing. But, oh god. It's just not a fun read. This is a slow Batman book. You know, I mean, I guess I wanted more Batman in my Batman, you know. If you call a comic book Batman, I want some more Batman. I mean, Batman's in it, he has some role, but this is really a book about Hush, and it's a book about what happened to Hush as a kid. It's even about the mobster and how he got thrown in jail, and, you know, it's just, it really is just a blah, blah, blah. It's not a very long read. You know, it's about, you know, 60 pages max. It's not that long. But they make it seem so much more exciting than what it is. I was really, you know, what really was disappointing me about this book is I was really hoping for that Batman, you know, the Bruce Wayne versus Bruce Wayne, and like, you know, you got Oracle sitting there just like pointing a gun, which one's the real one? And then, yeah, you know, that type of thing. I was hoping for that. Didn't quite get that. Oh. And, you know, it's hard for, you know, I'm trying to rate this. I gotta give this like a 2-star. 2 stars because, you know, it wasn't that interesting and it was kind of a bland book. And actually, especially after playing, any of those who played Arkham City know that they're introducing this kind of storyline into the next Batman Batman Arkham game. And I was so excited I bought this comic and it was just, nothing. It just was nothing for me. So, yeah, 2 stars. You know, if you get it, you won't hate yourself, but you'll be greatly disappointed. Alright, time to move on to a video game. I'm gonna review, of course, as I said in the beginning, Star Wars Knights of the Republic. One of the best BioWare games out there. This is made by BioWare with publisher being LucasArts. Yeah, they're no longer in business. Sorry to LucasArts. I mean, granted, they brought them back in some weird way. But this is without a doubt my favorite Star Wars game. This, for people who don't know, you play as, well, any character you please. You get to create your own character. You start out as this Republican soldier, because this is 3,000 years before the movies. They didn't make much progress because they still have lightsabers, you know, starships and all this. So, yeah. The only difference is that this is currently taking place in a civil war. And, you know, I'm going to describe how cool this is right now. A civil war is broken out between the Jedi. You know, you got the Jedi who are embracing the dark side. Basically, they're Sith, but they're technically, they don't call them Sith for whatever reason. They somehow command Sith soldiers, though. It's really, that little part is a little, But yeah, you know, Malak is this, you know, the evil Dark Lord Revan, who was in charge for a while before he was struck down by Bastila. You know, he was beaten, all that fun stuff. And Malak, who is this, you know, badass looking Sith, takes over. He takes over, and you're on a Republic ship with Bastila, and you're just a regular Republic soldier, and the ship's under attack, the Jedi are getting slaughtered, the Republic troopers are getting slaughtered. Your just only goal is to escape. You escape with this guy, Karth, who was, you know, he was like, I think he was the captain of the ship. And you guys you crash land on the planet of Karth's home planet, out of all places. And you guys, you know, you have to try to find Bastila, save her, and then get the ship off the planet. The ship is very similar to the Millennium Falcon. It's, you know, I think it's called the Ebony Hawk. But yeah, you know, it has to be another bird. But, yeah, and basically the Sith find out that you have Bastila, and Malak hires bounty hunters, sends his apprentice. You have to, basically it's this whole thing. Till you figure out that, you know, you become a Jedi. You do become a Jedi after you escape. You go to the Jedi Council, they make you into a Jedi, and then you're like, yeah, I got a lightsaber, bitch! And you become a Jedi fairly quick in the terms of the overall game. Because after you escape the planet, you go to Dantooine, I think it is, out of all places, and you become a Jedi. And so you're a Jedi, and then you know, basically they find out about Malak's plan. He has this there's this place in space, this like construction that will build you an endless amount of ships, and basically that's all it does. It gives you an endless amount of resources, and how that thing just keeps constructing more resources, they never explain, but it's Star Wars. And your goal is to find these keys that will, this map. There's 6 different maps on 6 different planets, and, it's basically a race against time against Malik to see who can get there first. And on the way, Malik is sending guys to stop you, and then you got other things just in your way. And it's a great, fantastic Star Wars story. I may not have explained it to the best of my abilities, but it really is that good of a thing. Alright. You got, Star Wars. No. What really kills me is that, your character doesn't talk. It's before they started getting voice actors. It bugs the shit out of me because there's a lot of choices. But I love how it's not so much black and white choices. Like, this is before BioWare. This is, for people who never played this type of game, look at Dragon Age. If you've ever played Dragon Age Origins, this is the exact same type of gameplay as it. Except for instead of, just having flurry attack, this attack, and then, actually it is basically the same thing, because instead of having the special moves, you get force powers. And the force powers come in extremely useful, because I upgraded my lightning. And you do eventually get to have that typical Star Wars ending where you get like either dark side or light side, and the dark side is fucking dark. Like, it's one of the few ones where you play as the dark side and you're like, wow, I am an evil motherfucker. And the light side is, just good. I think they even have a neutral side, which I don't really know what neutral is, but yeah. And they have the Star Wars, like some Star Wars things that are just like a hint, hint, wink, wink, get to the fans. Like they have a Yoda, basically, not named Yoda. And he's there for a little bit. You got your Karth. He's supposed to kind of be like Han Solo, but he's not half as interesting as Han Solo. He actually really sounds like Edward Burns, the actor, but it's not him, folks. Believe me, I was all excited thinking it was him, but it's not. Yeah, so this is a great story. It has an amazing story. It really does. And it has a twist about halfway through it that, honestly, I never saw coming. It really is just that fantastic. Honestly, you can get this game for so fucking cheap now. And if you have an Xbox 360, you can play this game. It is challenging. This is one of the more challenging RPGs I've played because, if you spec your character wrong or certain things you do, if you just, you go into a fight unprepared, you will be killed. And I mean, you can have all your Jedi abilities and some fights are easy. Others, not so much. I mean, it can be a challenge, people. It can really be a challenge at times. So, all I can suggest is be fucking careful. Careful what you wish for, folks. So, watch out for that. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. Mentioned the gameplay being like that. You could really customize what kind of Jedi you're going to be. You could, dark, light, dual-wielding lightsabers, double-bladed, just single-handed. I personally chose single blade lightsaber because I felt like it gave me more time for my force powers, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, it was more of it was just kind of, I don't know. I just like being, I'm actually one of the few people that I know that actually likes the single bladed lightsaber. That's about it. I mean, you get into, it has a great story. It has a lot of background shit. I mean, honestly, if you're going to make a video game into a movie, I would love to see this made into the movie. Disney, make this into a movie as well. Because as much as I'm excited for Episode 7, I would love to see you guys expand on the universe of the Old Republic. Because I want to see more games than this. I really want to see more games than even a movie. This is just a fantastic game. One of my favorite Xbox games ever. I could go back to it at any time and just have a blast. I don't really, I've thrown out this rating a few times this year. I've thrown it out about 4 or 5 times. It's going to be number 6. I got to give this 5 stars. It really is amazing. Like, this is a must-have in your video game collection, people. And as long as they keep making as long as there's some way of playing it, I want it. If there's an HD thing that comes out, I want it. That's how badly I love this game. It's that fucking fantastic. So, yes, 5 stars. Alright, so that was episode 1 of Random Reviews with Brandon. If you'd like me to review something, or just me to talk about something so you can discuss it in our forums, email, whatever, you can email us, or in our comment section on YouTube, or other site that you might be seeing this on, go for it. Throw it in the comments section. Throw it in any of those places I mentioned. I would love to, have a whole fucking discussion on. I'll get you on to talk about that damn game. I don't care. So you just let me know what game, and we'll see. Game, movie, book, whatever. And, you'll have to give me time to, play it if I haven't. And we'll go from there, everybody. Good night.